Hi, my name is Reese, I'm the Managing Director of THEdoûr. I wanted to put this video together to support customers who may be interested in one of our space-saving doors. So we specialise in lightweight space-saving doors, and we now specialise in complete blackout blind options that can be custom made. So I wanted to run through the different options that we have for a space-saving door. So we are quite popular within the campervan community for campervan shower doors or space-saving doors, as obviously the living area is quite compact. So when we originally started, we were focusing on doors that worked really well for the campervan shower room. And then they've been used in other applications within the campervan. So I thought I'd run through some of the products that we've designed specifically for the shower use. So what I'll do is I'll bring each one up and give you a quick explanation of the door, and hopefully it'll help you to decide which door is going to be best for your layout or for your campervan, or whether you're looking to use it in the home or office as a space-saving solution. So the very first door that we had was the Tamper door. So a Tamper door is an ABS slatted, plastic slatted door, which is this. So this option we can custom make to measure. So you can choose the exact height that you want to the millimetre, and we can cut. And it roughly takes about 12 working days to deliver, depending on season and demand or what have you, but roughly 12 working days. So the Tamper door is a really popular option. It looks fantastic from the outside. What makes ours unique is with the handle, we have a full aluminium backed handle with an integrated magnet. And with the Tamper door, as it's made out of an ABS plastic, the strength of the handle gives it a lot of strength. So we tend to go up to about 1 metre wide with this option, and we can go up to 2 metres high. And that handle will give that strength across the whole of the door. So we offer this in a silver, matte satin black, or a matte satin white. So when it comes to the door, really simple. We can custom make the height and the width for you. So this type of door is typically an inside overlap. So if you've got an opening, the track sits inside the opening and it generally slides around and inside. It doesn't squeeze together. It's not like a Constantina door. The structure straight as it is, it's just able to flex inside. It can flex somewhat against itself, but it's generally designed to slide and go inside. So there are 3 different track options for this, and the track is the most crucial bit for the design and layout. So the door is pretty simple, but it's how you lay the track. So you'll have a bottom track and a top track, and the door is sandwiched between the track and slides across. So the track gives it a lot of support. So the challenge with this door is making sure that you've got a level surface for the bottom track and having a level surface at the top, so the door slides level and parallel to the track. So if you're doing a campervan conversion and you've got a shower tray, you've got a room, and then you generally have a roof height, and then you would tend to have your cutout opening, which you step through, and you may have some sides and height and width at the bottom for a step through. But with the door, it needs to slide either left or right inside. So if you've got say for example a 500 wide opening and you've got a 500 door, then we would recommend a slight excess, so a couple of slats. So each slat is 25 mil, so we recommend about 2 slats, which is 50 mil overlap to your opening. So but when this door slides across and inside, whatever the width is of the door, you would need that in depth. So what you find with campervans, when you would have a camber of a roof, so you'd have your opening and the door would slide, and when you've got a top track, it may get stuck at the camber of the roof. So as it slides across, it may hit the camber of the roof. So what you can do is lower the top track so it comes under the camber and you get more depth of space. Or when you're doing your front wall for your opening, you give yourself some extra space for the door to slide and then around. So you're creating space for the Tamper door to slide across and inside. So it can be challenging, but we are here to help and support. What we do with Tamper doors is having a custom made option. It is crucial. You will find kits on the market that are typically 2 meters high by 600 wide, and then you have a molded track system. So it's already got a 90-degree turn. And then what would happen is your tray is wider, so you might need to cut a little bit of that track system off to make it longer here and what have you. So it can be a little bit challenging, but what we offer is if you want to send us a picture or send us a video via WhatsApp, then we can create a video back for you and give you some advice and support, just so we make sure that you get the right height and width and layout. So I'll quickly show you the track system that we have. So our standard track, which you'll see on the website, so the door will come with a standard track, and this will fit most options. So you would have two 90-degree corners, so one for the floor and one for the height. And then what we do is you'd have two lengths of the standard track. So instead of having a molded track system, what we would do is whatever the width of your door is, we would double it in track for the bottom. So if you've got a 500 wide door, then you would have a meter length of track for the bottom and then a meter track for the top. So say for example you've got a 500 wide opening and your shower tray is 700. So what you would do is you would cut, so you work from the corner, so you put your corner piece in to where you need in the corner of that 700 shower tray, and then you would cut your length of track and it would slot onto this track system, and the remaining track that you have left would go onto the inside depth. So it means that you would have a nice flow track system instead of a chopped up molded system. So that is a standard track. We also offer what we call our flex track. So it's still quite a rigid track, but what it allows you to do is create a curved finish. So say for example you've got a quadrant shower tray and you want to have the opening on the bend or the oval shape. What you can do is you can have a flexible track system. So this would bond to the shower tray around the radius, and then you could create a 90-degree corner with this track system. So you'd have a radius and a 90-degree. So when the door slides around the radius, it slides inside on the sidewall. So it is a challenging fit. So you need to bond this down, make sure it's the right shape, and then you need to mirror that on for the top track as well. So what we tend to recommend with the shower doors is having the top track on some sort of batten, fixed onto a batten, and potentially something that you can adjust over time. So for example, if you're doing a new build and the shower tray is on new timber and this is bonded to the shower tray, over time you'll see that the shower tray may drop and this bottom track will drop, and if that drops then the door will drop, and what that will do is create a gap from the top of the door to the inside of the track. So this gap will increase over time. So what you would want to do is be able to lower this track system or raise the tray so it sits just inside, so it's resting. So all of our track has a low friction ridge inside, and that helps it support the slide. So having the ability to either raise the door or raise the track or lower the track so you'd ensure always a perfect fit. I would recommend that. So using this flex track, so having to create a batten of that shape so it can drop down. But if you plan to fix this to the ceiling, then you would want the ability to raise the bottom track. So it's a great option. It looks really good when you've got that curved closed finish. You'll see a lot of pictures on our website of trade and self-built customers who've done that. So it is possible. It's a great option. And with the TAMdoûr then, like I say, it's an integrated magnet. You would have this part that comes with the door. So this has two uses. Typically in an inside overlap shower room, this would be used as a door stop. So you would fix this to the inside and then the door would close up against this. So this would be just inside overlapped and the door would slide up to this. And what we provide is a reel of magnetic tape that you can stick to this, and it helps to keep a magnetic close then. The other use for this is if you wanted to recess this door. So you may have two side walls of the shower room and then you want the door to close up against the side wall. And the tail end of this would be at the other side wall, maybe with a little overhang like that. But what you would see if you were looking at the door is that closing up against that side wall, and then you would start to see this 90-degree turn. So you would see that half of the 90-degree. And what this what this part will do is you would fix the short side to the side wall, and then what that would do is hide part of that 90-degree corner. So you could have a Campervan shower door that is flush fitted without having to hide it behind an opening. So that would close up against the side wall to your magnetic tape, and this part will hide the curve as it goes inside to give you a nice flush looking finish. And then what I would recommend is, if the track is on show at the bottom, to have a sort of upstand to hide the track, and it creates a water barrier for you. So like I said, a great option. So custom made to measure. We also do a kit that uses slightly thinner slats, 8mm slats, and the handle is just fully plastic. So it's more for metre square and smaller. So you don't need that strength of the handle. And with these kits that we have, metre by metre, we have spirals in them, so they can open in a tight area. And you can cut those slats down to the size that you need. They're really easy to cut, and then you would just fix your track in place and your spirals in place. You can either have it open vertically or horizontally. There's in that kit then there's two sets of spirals, so you can cut the door in half and you could have two half-metre doors, 1 metre high by 1/2 metre wide, sliding to meet in the middle. So the kit covers up to 2 doors. So it's a great option to have whether you want vertical or horizontal. The spirals in those kits load up to about 750mm of door. So if you wanted a vertical option, it would load 750 in height, and the same for the slide then. So the other track system that we use, so this is really popular for a vertical option. So if you wanted to slide up and down, we have had this used in Campervan shower rooms. So if the space or the depth is really small, you can use this system, and the door will just spiral around as it opens on horizontal. So this is what we call our U-shaped spirals. So we have about 3 or 4 different options that load up. So we have one that loads up about 800mm of door. We have one that loads up to over 1 metre, about 1400 of height, and then 1600 of height. So the largest that we do in a vertical in this option would be 1600 in height. So it would basically, you would mount these spirals. So you'd have two of these independent parts, so we can custom make to measure. And what you would have is these two parts, and you mount that spiral up to the flush front of the unit, and then the side tracks come down, and that fixes in as well. So that is your profile from the front, and looking in, that would be how the track system would look. So you would fix that up flush at the front. Same for the opposite side. You would load one of these tracks in, and then all you would do is you would slide your door system in, and then you would add this other track to the opposite side then, and that will be your door loaded. So these are gravity held spirals. What I mean by that is, so when you load the door up, it would run around the 180, so it goes 90, 180 and 180 and around, and it will hold into that track. So the option is either open or closed. So you can get systems where you can half open it and the door will hold, but they're normally at a set size option, height and width. You wouldn't tend to find those on a custom made option. But for our system, being that the parts are independent, we can custom make these doors. Really simple to fit. And what you would receive in that kit as well is our L-shaped trim, and what that would do is fix the short side to the top of the unit, and it sits just in front of the 90 degree, and then that will give you a nice flush looking finish in the front. So we can do a vertical option if you wanted to add a lock system. So we offer a 2-key lock, and so say for example your door sliding down and you wanted to finish on a unit, we have like a pincer lock system where it locks onto a plate. So you'd recess the plate in, it locks into the plate, and you would close. If you had two doors closing together, the pincer lock would latch onto the opposite of the door, and then so you'd have this handle and a little lock system there, and when that turns it pincers onto the next. So that's an additional extra that we offer. So I think that covers most of the Tamper door. So our other door, which is our most popular option, is called ROLdoûr. So ROLdoûr is this. This is the most popular option that we sell for a campervan shower door. It's been used as privacy doors within the campervan or larger campervans. So if you wanted to use it as a privacy for a bedroom or storage area, and if you wanted to have it as a vertical option and use it as a blackout system or a cubby for the bulkhead into the drivers, so sometimes you'll have a little cutout, you can use this as a complete blackout from that. We're seeing a lot of customers put a doorway in the bulkhead, and they would have this custom made to measure and use it as a door. It was designed specifically for campervan shower use. So our ROLdoûr is a retractable waterproof fabric door. So it's a fully aluminium frame, a magnetic close, and you have a textured layer on the front, and on the back a resin coated waterproof layer. So it's completely blackout and private, so you wouldn't see through it. So with this option, this can be custom made to measure. So we can custom make up to 2 meters high and up to 1 meter wide. We have a range of frame colors and 3 fabric colors currently. So really popular, so having the fabric being able to sort of change its colour and the frame, it will fit and into any sort of design layout within a camper van. So unlike the TAMdoûr, where you need a track system inside and you need to create space inside for the TAMdoûr, this option uses a cartridge system. So this cartridge can be taken out and replaced, a fabric replaced, change the colour if you want. So it's only 5 centimetres or 50 mil deep. So it takes a very little space inside the room. And what that will allow you to do is, unlike the THEdoûr, you will free up your side walls. So if you want to hang coats and your shower bar or shower head, and then you've got your toilet here maybe. So it does free up a lot of space. Like I said, this is the most popular option. Very easy to fit. So the most popular way to fit this would be to hide the doorstop and hide the cartridge. And to do that is very simple. So if you've got a 500 wide opening, the measurement that we need is the outside edge of the frame, the width and the height. So that the doorstop is 15 mil and the cartridge width is 60 mil. So if you had a 500 wide opening, the measurement that we would need is the total width. So it would be 500 add 15 add 60. So you would add 75 mil to your measurement. So the measurement that we would need is 575. So what that would do is would leave just the fabric and handle visible on the inside. You would bond down here, and that would fix onto your front wall inside. And you would bond down here, and that would fix inside. And like I say, all you would see is the fabric and handle. When it comes to the cartridge side, you could take this further inside if you wanted. If you've got quite a wide shower room, but you've done a small narrow opening. And the only reason I would say that is if you want to take this across, because the handle width is roughly 45 to 50 mil, if you've got a 500 opening, this handle is going to take up some of that space from that 500. So if you wanted to move this handle out of the way, you just take the cartridge wider. So totally up to you how wide you want to bring it inside. Maybe you want to take it right up to the corner, so it looks nicer when you're standing inside. But when it comes to the doorstop side, it is crucial that you don't go past the 15 mil overlap. The reason being is if the overlap was further in, you start to lose this handle. So when the door is closed, the handle will pass the opening and you'll lose it. So really simple. So you can bond down this side, bond all the way down there to secure that, to stop any vibration. But yeah, a really strong magnetic hold. So we offer this in a range of colours. So I will quickly show you. So this is the range of colours that we have. On our listing on our website, you'll see the options of colours for the frame, the option colours for the fabric. There's 2 boxes where you can just add the total height and the total width of the frame. And if you look further down, you'll see support guides, so you'll see more videos and information. You'll also see a video so you can see this the frame close up and pan across. And then when it comes to the fabric colours, so we currently offer 3. So this is the the light grey option, and that is the waterproof back. So textured front, resin back. We also have a dark grey fabric, and that's the inside colour, the resin, and then the cream and the resin white on the back. So what we recommend with this option, so like I said, the cartridge could be taken out and replaced, so you keep the frame in situ, and then when it comes to the cartridge, you know, after a few years and you feel you want to change the colour or you want to freshen up the fabric, then it's very simple to take the cartridge out. We'll have your information for what you'd ordered, and then you can have that custom made and simply replace. So what we recommend for the textured side is, like you would if you bought a new sofa, fabric or what have you, you'd want to protect it. So using a fabric spray or protection like a Scotch Guard or something similar to that, just to protect this outer layer and just to give it longevity. And you can protect this over each season and just giving it a spray to protect. But this is a fantastic option. It's really low noise, like compared to a TAMdoûr. If you fit a TAMdoûr correctly between the tracks, it will reduce the noise down, and they do look amazing and they will last forever. Really low noise and a strong magnetic hold, but this is the most popular option. Another door we designed was called FOLdoûr. So it's a bifolding option. So typically with bifolding doors you would see toughened glass, and the toughened glass makes the door really, really heavy. So within a campervan, it's not a suitable option to have a 30 kilogram door, and also having toughened glass as well is the risk of it breaking. So we wanted to offer a bifolding option, so put heads together and found different manufacturers and suppliers and put them together to design the bifolding door that replaced the toughened glass with a frosted perspex. So we have a manufacturer that makes the frame, and then we source the frosted perspex from another manufacturer and put that together. So it has restricted us from offering a custom option on there. So these are two custom made. This is our bifolding option. So this is our FOLdoûr. So we are restricted with the height and the width. It is a set size, but it's a size that is the most popular option that we sell. So we offer this in two colours. This is the matte satin black, and we also offer it in a white. The matte satin black has a frosted black perspex, and the white has a frosted white perspex. So on the outer, it's nice and frosted. Then you've got this your bifold open. Okay, and then you have a magnetic hold, top and bottom. So with this option, it is 700 wide, but it can extend out to 740. And this is because you've got your side supports here. So the side supports gives the whole frame its structure. So what you'd find if you were fitting this between 18mm ply or lightweight ply within an opening, you need strength and structure to this door. If the ply is bent in any way, it will affect this door from closing flush. So it is crucial that you support this side frame against a strong frame, and that will keep the door nice and flush and level, and it'll slide open like that. So on the inside, you've got a a glazed finish, and on the outer you have a frosted finish. So the weight of this now is roughly about 11 kilograms. The ROLdoûr typically is about 6.5 to 7 kilograms, and the TAMdoûr is roughly 7 to 8 kilograms. So yeah, 10, 11 kilogram weight door, it is a great option. So that's the outer, and that's the inside. So we have the spec and measurements of this frame on our listing, but it is a fantastic option. It really is. Looks great. Like I say, it is frosted. So if privacy, like with the other two options, you've got full privacy. With this, you know, you would see a slight silhouette. It depends on how close you get to the screen, and it also depends on the lighting direction. So if you have the lighting facing away, then it will support, but you only see a silhouette, and yeah, it is well frosted. So that's our FOLdoûr option. So our other option that we designed was, with that option, so very popular in motorhomes, as it's a fixed door. It sort of blends in with the motorhome feel or what have you, where with this option it doesn't look like a shower door, it just looks like a door, and the same here. But with the FOLdoûr, you are aware it's a shower door because it's a bifolding shower door, but so it does suit very well within motorhomes or big flatbed units. So the other door that we designed was more for overland, very popular overland type campervan conversions. So, you know, they're traveling to all sorts of locations off-road, you know, really bumpy roads, or in cold environments. So we came up with the ZIPdoûr. So a ZIPdoûr is an insulated door, waterproof door, and it zips up on both sides and then clips up and folds up at the top. So from the history of our sales, we knew what were popular heights and popular widths. So what we did is we took the door opening based off that. So for example, this one is 600 wide opening, and then you've got this excess fabric. So this is an inside overlap. So what I mean by standing in the shower and you've got your opening, and this would overlap on the inside, and all it would leave is the fabric visible from the outside, and your zips to fold up and your clips. So really happy with this design. So for this option, we've got various sizes available. So what we're looking at is the inside of the ZIPdoûr. So this is the inside view. So what you will see from the outside is the black finish, and then on the inside is the silver rip top, waterproof side. So it's a thick insulated foam. So it's layered foam and foil inside. So it helps keep if you're in a cold environment and you're in the shower and it's really cold, you want to keep the warmth in while you're showering, this is a perfect option. So around the outside you'll see these pop-on clips. So with the kit you'll have some self-tapping screws that screw into the panel or your ply, and they line up and pop into here, and this holds it into place. And then you've got the clips on the front and the back. So you would zip the door up, and then it folds up at the top and clips in at the top. So like I say, we've got various widths and various heights, and this is a great option. It's been really popular for us now. yeah, really happy with the design on this. So yeah, that's our ZIPdoûr, really simple. So when you're looking at measurements, or when you come into, you want to use this option. So the measurements that we have is zip to zip. So your opening needs to be zip to zip because you want to be able to see the zip from the outside. So you've got the zips on both sides. So if you happen to have a smaller opening, here, as long as you've got room inside to fit the total width, then it should be fine. What you'll see is you won't be able to get to the zips from the outside, but you will from the inside. So it just means that you would have to keep this screen open all the time, which you probably would tend to keep it open all the time, and then only zip it from the inside. So, but if you want it to be able to zip it from the outside and the inside, then I would recommend looking at our zip to zip measurement and ensuring that the zip is at the opening, and then this is hidden behind the overlap then. So we've got all those measurements on our website. So yeah, if you've got a 500, so we go down to 600, but if you've got a 500 opening, for example, it just means the 500 opening would come here. This would be overlapped on the inside, and you'd have to keep it open and only be able to zip up and down from the inside. Okay. So that's our overland off-road type. So we have got another option which we call FLEXdoûr. So FLEXdoûr is a door that's made in Italy. It's a shower enclosure, so it's a Constantina type door. So with the FLEXdoûr, we've got some a range of different options that suit a range of different shower trays. So whether you've got just a standard square shower tray, whether it would be 600, 700, 800, we've got a door that would fit, and it basically has its own track, top and bottom, and a really rigid sort of frame system, and all you would do is support the door by its sides. So we've got a standard one door slide across, or we've got a central open slide across, so you've got two doors. We've also got for a quadrant shower tray, we've also got a curved door system. If you wanted the door to open against one wall and open against another wall, you've got that. So I'll show you the door system. So it's been really popular for us within safe door use for caravans, boarding school, children's boarding homes, or elderly homes, just because there's no glass and it's completely safe, and it has been used as a shower door option within campervans. So I'll quickly show you the door. So this is one of our FLEXdoûr. So as you can see, this is a quadrant type door, and the door, so you've got so it's PVC plastic, a rigid frame that the sides fix on or secure onto the wall, and you don't need to secure the top track, so you don't have to go right up to the ceiling, and you've got your bottom track there, and then the same on the side. So these can be cut down to the width that you need. So on our listing you'll see ranging from this width to this width and so on. And what that means is, I'll show this around. So you can cut down the top track and cut down the bottom track, and this section will just slot onto there. And then you can also remove panels, panel sections, to reduce the amount of door. So a popular one that we have is just a standard straight frame with one sliding door across, and that tends to be a popular option for us. So all the way around. So the benefit with this is you've got a low area of depth of space, so it does free up your sidewalls. Inside handle, outside handle. Not as private as the FOLdoûr within sort of shower door use. I'll slide across so you can see. So that is the view through the door. Obviously there's no light on me here, but that's the view through the door. That's your privacy of the door. So when the sides are secure, it's a lot. You find it's a lot more rigid in shape, and the slide of this door as it's going round. If you imagine just a straight slide, you know, it's a very easy slide option. With this, I haven't secured the sides, but if I can try and secure as best as possible. So it's a very simple slide across. So that's the FLEXdoûr. So it's one of, within the range of doors that we do, it's more with someone with you know, a lower budget that they want to spend within their camper van. They want a shower door use. It is lower budget. Compared to the other doors, like I said, it's PVC. There would be a little bit of noise. So if you've got if you've got an open bulkhead, if you're doing sprinter or craft or what have you, you know, you would hear this noise. If you've got you know, you're separate from the living area, then this would be no issue at all. So yeah, a great option. And depending on your shower tray, you know, if you want to do away with ply walls, and you just want to use it as an enclosure with a shower tray, this is a great option. And also, if you're trying to maximize space without having fixed ply walls, and just having this, so you've got just two side sections that will take up. You have your shower tray, so you could sink your shower tray into the floor, and the track would sit obviously either on the top or to stop it from going onto the floor there. But this would be all you would see, and then this would be hidden against the side there. So you could try and find a way to secure that. Maybe create a cupboard space for this when it slides open, and the cupboard would hide it just in this area, and then that would free up your full floor space. If you've got a shower tray, you could put a wooden lid on your shower tray, so you've freed up that opening space. So we think it is a great option, really. You know, hiding this area here, being able to open up the space, and then the shapes that we offer, you know, a lot of flexibility to the shower tray that you want to use. So that is all of our door options. Hopefully that gives you a better understanding of what we can offer you, help you to design your layout based off this information. So in a quick recap, ROLdoûr, most popular option that we have, is able to change its colours to suit your layout, strong magnetic hold, fully waterproof, changeable cartridge over a number of years, TAMdoûr that would last forever, making sure that you've got the right track system that we offer to suit your conversion, and having a track that's adjustable to support the door over time. Complete privacy there. Then with the FOLdoûr, lightweight bifolding will look like obviously a shower door within a campervan area, but making sure that the sides are secure. And if you've got a lower budget, then looking at the FLEXdoûr option for you. Also aware that there would be more noise than the other options, but there's different options that you could do to sort of hide that door, freeing up wall space and so on. And then with the ZIPdoûr, low noise, fully insulated, fully blackout, been quite popular as like the ROLdoûr is replacing the bulkhead, so full privacy and insulation from the cabin, where you'd find it would be really cold. Having a FOLdoûr over the bulkhead really keeps the warmth and heat inside, as well as the privacy. So hopefully that helps. So if you have any questions, please contact us. We're finding a lot of customers now sending us short videos of what they want to do, and then we'll try and create a video and send it back to them. Just that personal touch really to ensure you get what you want. Thank you.